Good morning, boys and girls. Hayden Aquilon here with another YouTube episode coming out. Today, I want to talk about starting off and sourcing. I think I could have saved tons of time if I knew where to source the best starting off. I'm only in month 6 right now. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram or here, currently, this last month I just did about $9,300 in sales. That was month 5. So I've had some really rapid growth. I've learned a ton. And so if I can give you guys any wisdom to help you get much further ahead than I did early on, I think that's a win for both of us. So I wanted to start with where to source in general. There's so many sources. I don't know if you live in a big city. If you do, you're at a huge advantage. I'm currently in Austin, Texas, but I came from a small town, and so being here has a huge advantage for this business. Some of my main sources, I would definitely write these down. Goodwill, Savers, half-priced books, garage sale, estate sales, Goodwill Outlets is one of the best sources you'll ever find. The one here has 20-cent books, which is, basically like free. So I want to go through each of these because some of them, it only works if you're buying right, and there's just these little nuances to each that you need to know. So let me start with a regular Goodwill retail store because that's where the majority of you will probably find books to start, and they're everywhere. So Goodwill retail stores, if you're going to Goodwill retail stores and you're buying books, you're almost never gonna buy hardback books. Those are $4 plus tax, of course. So if you're gonna be buying those type of books, what I usually recommend is you need to at least get a 2 to 3 to 4x return on a book you buy. So if you're scanning a hardback book and there is a profit of anything less than say $8, I wouldn't buy that book. It's going to tie up, $4 doesn't seem like a lot, but that's going to tie up a ton of cash flow. If you buy 25 books, that's $100. And so most people, I'm assuming, starting this business, they're starting it because maybe they want to supplement income. Maybe they tried private labeling products on Amazon, which I've actually done in the past. I've been on Amazon since 2015. But I'm assuming people are doing this to get a little side income to start. If they see it's working, which I was skeptical at first, they may want to hop in full time. But back to Goodwill, what I would recommend where the sweet spot is scanning all the paperbacks. Don't scan fiction. Don't waste your time with fiction. Yes, there are some good fiction, but it's 98% of the time it's not going to scan good. You're going to waste your time. So hit the nonfiction paperbacks, and also hit when the sticker sales are. They have sticker sales almost daily. So when you walk in, you're going to see a sign. It's going to be hanging up on the ceiling most likely. It'll say 50% off this color sticker today. So I would definitely hit those. If you go to a Goodwill for the first time, what you want to do is you want to scan every single book, every single nonfiction book. Absolutely. Every hardback, just to see if there's going to be one that has that return that you need. The reason why you want to do it your first time is they put the dates on all their books on the sticker. So the first time that you go in there, if you scan all of them and you get through them all, maybe you get some, maybe you don't, at least the next time around, when you go back in there, you get to just scan the newest date because you already scanned everything else. You already know it's good. So your time spent in there is pretty much nothing. You walk in, there might be 30 new books. You can scan them all in, say, 2 minutes, and you're out of there, hopefully with a good haul. I've done that strategy repeatedly. It's great. I have a list of Goodwill on Mancheck, Goodwill on Slaughter. Those are all street names. Goodwill on, off 1626. And, I just write the date last visited. Then I know, right before I walk in there, I look, okay, I was there on August 8th last time. If there's an August 9th or newer, I'm going to hit that real quick and I'm going to leave. I find several paperbacks that they're not just $1, $2, $3 profits. I mean, you find paperbacks that are, call it used. It's like a used college student's X book they had to buy in some stupid English class. And they're super inflated in price, and you can just get great returns on those. So that's Goodwill. Half-price books, you're never going to find, they scan all their books. So you're never going to find anything that, is you're going to make money off. They literally price the book right to the point where it doesn't make sense for you to buy it as a scanner. They know people are scanning, they scan. But in the clearance section, which not all of them have it, if they have a clearance section, you can find a ton there. And I didn't actually know that until recently. I went into one. I was trying to negotiate a little side thing, which will help you guys in the future. I do bulk buys now, and I primarily buy Gaylords of books. They're £1,000 each, and so I'm trying to figure out how to offload books quicker and get money for them. So I was there visiting with the manager, trying to set something up like I do with another shop that's closer to my house. But anyways, they denied it. They got way too many books. But anyways, I was scanning while I was waiting for it, and I found a ton of stuff. So check the clearance section of half-price books. There will be stuff there. And next, garage sales. If you go to a garage sale and you don't ask if they have any more books elsewhere, like say in the house that they want to sell, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. I have gotten some of my biggest hauls from a garage sale when there wasn't even books out actually in the first place. I just said, hey, actually I remember exactly what happened the first time. I was walking away and the guy said, oh, you couldn't find anything? I said, oh, well, I was just here to look for books. And he's like, oh, well, I got a ton of books. I didn't want to bring them all out here, but if you want, you can come check them out real quick. And I did, and he had like hundreds of books, and it was a great haul. He barely wanted anything for them. So you always need to ask questions. Always ask questions every time, whether it's a Goodwill store, whether it's a garage sale, whatever. Romer the Romer, which is good too. I've been watching his content since day one. He talks about getting backroom access. I personally haven't technically benefited from that yet, but I always ask anyways, and I'm hoping eventually that'll work. But that's something you should ask at a thrift store, Goodwill, like, hey, do you have any other books out back? I buy a ton of books. I'd love to see if there's anything else you can find, that they just haven't put out on the floor yet. So it's worth asking. Estate sales, it's kind of tough because I've been to a few. I don't think that any have really paid off as much because for some reason, the books there have been really expensive. And again, you don't want to pay ever, like especially when you start out, you don't ever want to pay more than $2 a book. I mean, I'm like right now I'm paying like $1.09 on average for books, but a lot of times I get them for 20 cents or free after I do my buybacks. But the name of the game is you got to get books as cheap as you can. If you're paying $4 a book, you're not going to do well, and you're going to get frustrated. You're going to tie up your money. You're going to waste your money. Unless you're getting like textbooks. Every single one's a good textbook, but that's not going to happen. Back to the Goodwill Outlet store. Now this is basically like the Costco of, grocery stores or of Goodwills. So they actually put out bins. It's not just like they fill a bookshelf once or twice a day. These guys put out blue huge bins of mixed goods like every 20 minutes. So if you go there and you're like, shit, there's nothing here, within 20 minutes, you're probably gonna see some books come out. So if you have time and you wanna pay close to nothing for books, go to a Goodwill Outlet. I promise you there's gonna be stuff coming out. Just Google it. I don't know why. I'm having a lot of people ask me, like, where do you find a Goodwill Outlet? You Google it, and then there's nothing to it. Google Goodwill Outlet or Goodwill Blue Hanger Store. Let me have a sip of coffee here real quick. Oh man, that's good. And another thing I want to talk about, which has been very important to my success, which I should have had early on, and I'm still kind of frustrated I didn't, but I just got my brother doing this, and I set him up good from the start, is you need software. You need scanners. Don't be cheap. I'll tell you exactly what to buy right now. Let me get it for you. You're gonna buy a yo-yo scanner. This is $44 on Amazon. I'm gonna flip this around real quick. You gotta get the Dymo Label Writer 450 Turbo, and I got the Tautronic scanner. The Tautronic scanner was, I think it was $35 or $40, and the Label Writer was $90, I think it was, if I can remember. So, you know, all in all, it's, I don't know, $160 all in. You're gonna make that back so fast doing this, easily within the first month. I don't know, you know, it's hard for me to say because I don't know how hard people are gonna go out and hustle and get books, but I mean, I'm at the point now where, and this is my 6th month, I'm easily processing 1,000 books a week. If you're doing that anywhere close to like your first couple months, that is incredible. Most people talk about the 100 book challenge, doing 100 books a week. I think that's easy. You should be pushing yourself minimum doing like 250 a week, especially if you're able to do this part-time. And guys, people say part-time and they say like an hour a day. Like, that's not part-time. I'm talking like if you have 25 hours a week to spend, which you should, if you're doing everything you can to get out of your stupid ass 9-to-5 job, on weekends you shouldn't be watching freaking TV. You should be out there from freaking 8 a.m. hitting garage sales to 5, which is, you know, what is that, 9 hours. So there's 18 hours a week right there in 2 days. On a Saturday, Sunday, you can spend sourcing books, and also hit a garage or a Goodwill on your way home every day from work. Spend an hour or two hitting Goodwills. There's another 10 hours, so that's, you know, that's 28 hours a week. If you can do, say, 2 hours a weekday and then a full day on weekends. If you can do that, I assure you, you can hit 200 to 250 a week. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong. And if you are doing that, you're gonna start making decent money. Probably by month 4, you'll be making decent money, enough to where you're like, wow, I could actually really make this switch from working to doing this full time. And if you do get to that point too and you have some cash flow, I do recommend you switch over to bulk, which I'm more than happy to talk about with you, and I will be posting a lot more videos about bulk buying soon. So get out there. If you have any questions, please ask them below. You can also email me direct at haydenaquilon@gmail.com. That's HaydenAquilon@gmail.com. And please hit the like button if you like this, and also let me know if you have any content that you want me to put out, and absolutely subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.